First, open up Steam, click on Cube World and press play. Wow, look at that, it's Cube World's home menu, crazy. Hit start, hit new character, make your character, and now you're in game. Now, for some controls. First up, hit F1. Look at that little menu with all your fighting controls, that's whack. There's also F2 and F3 to change your HUD, F5 and F6 to change your minimap. Also, press F to take out your lantern, and Control plus the scroll wheel zooms in and out. Okay, open up your inventory and look. There's these stars here. For all practical purposes, this is your level. Weapon level is how strong your weapon is, it goes from 1 to 5 stars, and the same for your armor. All the other stuff here is for nerds, don't concern yourself with it. This is your inventory, naturally. This slot is for armor and weapons, this one is for special stuff, this tab is for all of your consumables, this one is for all of your crafting reagents, this tab is for all of your pets and pet food, and this one isn't important. Don't think about it. No, it's not important for you now. Now to fighting. Okay, so remember that little F1 menu? Yeah, go ahead and read that. Good, all done. That was about 95% of fighting done. Next up, in fighting, is the little R button. This uses your special ability, which takes 1 minute before you can use it again. It has a 1 minute cooldown. They're usually pretty powerful. Also down here is your consumables. You start with 5 health potions, but if you get any other ones, you can switch between them with tab. Practically all healing consumables heal the same, about 60% of your health. Okay, good. Now to progressing. First off, find the nearest village. Open up your map and look at that, there's one right here. So, the shop with the potion icon sells general items, it's a general store. It sells glass flask for your health potions, bombs and pet food. The crown. This dude changes your specialization, which basically means you get different abilities on your class. The armor, that's an armor shop obviously. The saw is a crafting station for wooden things, for like the mage's staffs and wands. The anvil is a crafting station for all metal things, the dagger is a weapon shop, the magnifying glass. Any leftovers you find will be identified, aka revealed into a piece of gear, which is very nice. The bed, you can talk to the innkeeper here to skip to 6 AM in the morning, and the wings, this is your flight master. With enough gold you can fly practically anywhere on the map, the entire map, not just your region. However, this village is completely useless because you have no coins, you poor man. That's okay, because they talk for free and you want all the free stuff you can get. These villagers sometimes tell you shit about the world, which is pretty important because the Cube World map is split into regions. This region here is a hills region, it's flat, it's grassy, it's plain, just like me. This one right here is lava lands, it's made of lava. It's equally as dangerous as the hills though. Every region has its own shit to fight and its own shit to collect. Look here, by talking to this villager, we found something to fight in our region. Around the region are these structures. Some are level 1 star, 2 star, 3 star, 4 star, and 5 star. Most often though, the villagers won't tell you shit and you have to find structures yourself. Well, you can do that 2 ways. Either you start running, you man up until you find something, or you highlight the minimap to find stuff. You do that by opening up your map and zooming in and then middle clicking to highlight all the stuff you might think is worth exploring. What to highlight, I hear you ask? Well, practically anything that's not a tree. But most importantly, highlight these small things here. These are shrines of life, and once you find them, you can teleport them to them from anywhere. Also, you respawn at the nearest one once you die. Okay, cool, so that's shrines. Where's the enemies and loot? Well, look around. Here's a few examples. This volcano has something, this hut has something, this weird X has something, this Stonehenge lookalike has something, this dense cluster of trees probably has something, hell, even this hill probably has something. Now, also there's some stuff you can find that helps you travel. There's a hang glider, reins which let you ride your pet, a boat which is useless in every other region than the ocean, spirit bells and divine harps. These 2 items let you walk through special walls and get special loot. Alright, sick. So now you've marked everything and you've started running around exploring. Nice, good job. Next up, pets. Pets can be tamed with pet food, which drops randomly. Every pet likes its own pet food, and if you're confused which pet can be tamed with the pet food you just got, check the wiki. Tame a pet by running up to it with the food in your hand and now it's yours. It'll run into battle for you, assuming it's not a squirrel, you can ride on it if you have the reins, and if it dies, it'll respawn soon. Alright, nice. You now have a pet, you start progressing, and you have some pretty good shit, huh? Well, the final challenge in the region is the dungeon, or the castle, or the catacomb. They have this weird sun above them. Sometimes they just pop up by themselves, other times you have to find them. Dungeons are 5-star structures that require no shit 5-star gear to beat. It ends with a big fat boss, and as a reward you get an artifact. Artifacts are the rewards for completing a region. They level you up by 1 level. So what does 1 level up do for you? Literally nothing. But the artifact has a tiny amount of power. Like swimming 10% faster. Not that that shit really matters because you're not gonna be fucking swimming anyways. You're gonna be using a boat. Artifacts can only be found in dungeons, which always are a 5-star. There can be multiple dungeons in one region though. Some dungeons can be found in a village. Alright, cool. So now that this region has been massacred of all of its resources so you can increase a purposeless number, you want to move to the next region and do the same thing. I get you. Well, all the gear you've just collected only works in the region you got it in. Move out and it's worthless. It becomes 1-star gear. Except for the plus gear. This gear works in neighboring regions, so you can use it to get a little head start on your next region. Plus gear is extremely rare, so if you ever find it, never let go of it, please. Well, that was it. You just cleared a region. Good job, man. Now, what's next? Well, going to the next region and doing the same thing over again. Now, there's no tips for starting over in a new region except just going to the nearest village and trying speaking with some people. Unless your next region is the ocean. In the ocean, the boat always spawns in the village. So go to your nearest flight master to fly there, pick up the boat and be on your way. But I hear you all ask, if everything gets reset, why even play the game? Well, that's a good question and exactly why this game has mixed reviews. Eventually though, why even play any game? To progress, can we all just eventually die?
Just to suffer.
Death is inevitable. Finally, some tips and shit. Time is the same across all characters, so once it's nighttime on this dude, I just switch over to my other character who's already at an inn, reset it to 6 AM and keep going. Stay the fuck away from mages, they suck to fight against. Hang gliders are typically found in high places, so volcanoes and mountains. By the end of the region, you probably have plenty of money, so always check the villages in the region if they have some plus gear for your next region. Finally, Cube World is a lot more fun with friends, which is why I hardly play it anymore.